How long has the process been for you and others to heal from being in a relationship with a narcissistic parent? I'm going to go all the way through the question, then I'll go back. I would love to be able to give you some kind of definitive timeline. The truth of it is that we will be healing from a narcissistic parent probably all the days of our lives, because their critical voice was our original language. And just like if someone's original language is English and then they learn Spanish, they're likely to think in that language, always in that original language, their English. No matter how much Spanish they practice, use, if they move to a Spanish-speaking country and that's all they really hear. So in some ways, there is more of a freedom in accepting, I will work on this all the days of my life. Instead of fighting that reality, instead of engaging this, when, how long, because it's such a desperation and it's such a frustration. And so we can relieve and release ourselves from that by just saying it is going to take as long as it's going to take. And for my inner child, I don't want to look down at her and go, how long is this shit going to take? Like, when are you going to be all right already? Right? That might be something that a narcissist would say and an energy that a narcissist would bring to us. So that won't work. So to do the healing we need to do to speed this up, we can't bring that same energy that we learned to ourselves, to our inner child. So we can hold space for her, for him, and say, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know I'm going to keep at it because I love you and we deserve it. So it doesn't matter how long it takes. I'm going to keep doing it. Always. You've got me. Now I'm not going anywhere. I won't do it right all the time and I won't do it perfectly, but I am committed to doing this work for us. Now, to honor that you're asking me about timelines, I will say that I do think it takes, and I don't want to freak anybody out by saying this, but I do think it takes at least a decade, if not two, to get away from childhood. I felt a profound difference in my 30s, about 35, so about 15 years. And I just had this sense back then, and I have this sense looking back, that there was nothing that I really could have done. I'm going to contradict that in a moment, but there was nothing really that I could have done to speed it up. That I had to kind of go through it the way that I went through it, as messily and as many mistakes as I made. But there's something about being a decade and a half, 2 decades away from the childhood that starts to give perspective. It's kind of like this, like a year out, it's like I can't see the lines on my hand. Y'all have seen me do this before if you've been in here. I can't do it. It's too close. And I think our childhood is like that when we're 17 and 19 and even 25 and even 30. Maybe even 35. For some people into their 60s, especially if they stayed enmeshed in a dysfunctional family. So as we get time and not just space, not just moving across the country or something, but time and space. I don't think time heals. But I think time offers perspective and distance so that we can back up and actually see what the hell is going on and what we need to deal with.